order to gain some insight on the topic of communication, I decided to ask 3 aspiring journalists how they approach and gain the trust of strangers whose stories they hope to understand and to share.
I was really naive in thinking that I was just going to walk up to these other students and say, hey, you want to be on camera? And they're going to be so excited about it, and that they were going to want to talk about, their deepest, thoughts and everything, and that was not the case. A lot of people are really intimidated by being on camera.
I took it as any other interview that I would have to do for a school project. I took it seriously. I mean, I don't want to go in there with anything less than 110% of my energy and faith into it. So I had the best high hopes going, and so far they've turned out.
I thought it was actually going to go much more smoothly than it did. It actually turned out really well at the end, but there's a lot of material for a gag reel, which I think is really funny. But going back into it, I don't know why I thought it was going to be such a great project, first off, since it was my first thing, but I'm glad that I had those bumps in the road. The way I take the approach to talking to strangers is I think, how would I like to be approached by a journalist? And I realize these people are my friends. They're everyday people. I talk to them like they're my friends. We're going to go get a cup of coffee. I don't want to be too overzealous in my approach to them. I want them to feel comfortable with me so they can give me an honest conversation.
I try to approach them being very friendly and have a smile on my face and as welcoming as I can, and just try to get all my information out as soon as possible so they're not saying no right away. I kind of try to, lay everything out there so they can hear it all and at least know what we're doing and maybe say yes.
They were all memorable because we're all now starting to put our foot into the real world. So having College Smart with our topics that we have, it's very real. And I mean, if I'm struggling in one thing, it's nice to see that other people that I've interviewed, they've had the same problem as I have, and it's interesting to see their perspective on how they take care of it.
We found a girl who had a unique story, and she was saying that, what beauty is to her is something, she looks at it in a totally different way, and she went on to tell us that her husband, at the age of 25, I think, had been in a traumatic car accident and had severe brain injury and trauma, and he's in a nursing home, and she's still married to him and still, as much as she can, supports him and is there for him. And I think it really took us both by surprise. We weren't expecting that because we'd kind of gotten lighthearted, fun answers all day, but it really brought us back to, the key idea of what we were doing.